My name is Ashley Martinez, and I am going to be introducing and presenting to you the High Couture Fashion Week of San Juan in Puerto Rico. As you see, I am sporting my Sobaricua flag. I'm wearing this because I'm also Puerto Rican myself, so it was actually really interesting to find out all of this new information about San Juan and their particular fashion week. So let's start this from the beginning. So Fashion Week in San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is a short clip that I'm going to show you, just a few seconds of it, maybe 20 seconds of it, so you have an idea of the type of couture that they have. As you see, it's common for a luxurious type of thing, a feel, a very empowering type of style that they have these women wearing. So just like any high couture anywhere else, it's very, very high quality, and you can see that. So Puerto Rico was actually founded their high fashion week in 2005 by the founder Caridad Fernandez. She is a recognized model, a businesswoman, and also a fashion icon. This is now the largest and most prestigious event of the fashion industry on the island of Puerto Rico. It includes a world-class showcase of at least 25 individual designers, while also having well-leading and international designers come and showcase their beautiful work. So there's a bunch of, influences that are covering of political, social, economic, technology. And here's one that I found extremely interesting. It's more of a political and social aspect, but there's a designer from San Juan originally that turned her catwalk into a political protest at the Fashion Week of New York. So this was after the big impacts of Hurricane Maria going over Puerto Rico and the White House's response of Trump not really give them what they need. So right before this all started, she had a speech by Oprah Winfrey of new days for women and girls, and parading down these runways, she had high-figure Puerto Rican women holding flags from Puerto Rico, holding "We Are Citizens," holding even flags that say, "Can't say American without the Rican." And this to me was extremely interesting because it shows that even in some, way, these designers are still covering stories and things that people might just ignore on a regular day basis. So it is a beautiful thing, in my opinion, that they can have these beautiful models in these garments that people, are actually going to these shows for, making statements that have to do with government and things that are more big in this world other than just, watching these shows go down. Have a little bug there, excuse that. So I'm gonna just restart it back onto this page. So going deeper into the Donald Trump thing. So Donald Trump actually tweeted not long after that he was devastated that all of this stuff happened and he was gonna show up, and he actually showed up and just kind of gave toilet paper and toilet rolls to people, and that wasn't really appreciated because there's so much more with the economy that we have, and being an American society of Puerto Rico, we didn't expect to have the same type of, care and treatment as any other territory would. So this sparked rage within American and Puerto Rican people, and they called out Trump, saying that he actually watched thousands of American people die because it is classified that more Americans actually died than Puerto Ricans on the land. And it was actually more than the terrorist attack in 9/11. And so this actually started riots. As you can see on the bottom left, is El Pueblo Grita, que las crisis la puengan los ricos. It's like, take care of our people too, we are part of you, in other words. So a social aspect that is influencing the fashion industry of Puerto Rico is the division of labor by gender. So women are having a certain expectation of the idealism of them being a housewife, but still being accepted in the medium grade of being able to afford these fashions. And this actually influences the way they purchase particular patterns, fibers, and designs because it fits their comfortability on being the dual working woman, but still having to take care of the children, which is actually the idealism of the man of Puerto Rico. So there's another thing where it's the symbol of social stratification. A good family is considered more important than the wealth. So this is increasingly going on. However, it's based off the ability for them to purchase certain goods. So it's the same thing as the low, medium, and the high class. The high classes can obviously afford more. The low classes can't really afford the luxury things that are going down these runways. So right to the top right, I have a little percentage of Latina generations based off the first generation, the second generation, and the third generation. The demographics and psychographics on this is 24% of second generation Latinos report annual households of 50,000 or more. These stats are important because it shows whether or not there is an affordability to match the fact that they're having these flamboyant fashion shows. And clearly within the numbers, it is. So moving forward to the economy and technology way, so Puerto Rico is considered to have one of the most competitive and large economics in Latin America. But this was until we became extremely reliant on the federal aid of the United States. And obviously when the Hurricane Maria hit us, that kind of made things a little bit complicated between the two places. But, however, clothing and textiles employs at least 30,000 of the Puerto Rican people. So this actually, it does provide a lot of work for people that generally wouldn't have it. So it does have a humongous impact, and the way that they're promoting themselves, being as tech savvy as they are as an American territory. They have social medias as of Facebook. They have Instagram, they have Twitter, they have LinkedIn. They are broadcasting all of these different things to help them get along and help them show off that, hey, we have style too, and we have this runway show that you might just like because it kind of mixes with your flavor. But if you look at all these different stat numbers as the labor force by occupation, the average hourly wage of all these people, you see that economics does play a huge part because there's about 46% of the gross domestic product on this island throughout economic activity. So, Hurricane Maria. We all know about this. We all heard about it. It was on September 20th. It was a huge hurricane that rocked the entire island of Puerto Rico, almost traumatizingly ending it. So all people came together and helped rebuild, but the way that this affected the fashion industry is designers lost resources, clientele don't have disposable income, but this also, in beautiful ways, encouraged designers to reinvent themselves. But there were 3.5 million people without power, and there were over $95 billion in damages. However, the outcome, the beautiful outcome of this is the Puerto Rican government actually invited the group of American journalists and influencers to the island to see the fall 2018 collections. Despite the unstable conditions, these people were determined and they got what they wanted. So the founder and president actually booked a new venue, being that this venue that you'll see on the next page, excuse that little bug, as you see on this page, it was just basically destroyed. So on this page, it's just an interview with one of the designers and how she came back from it. So what I think is most important to cover on here is she's saying since there's no power, there's no signal, there's no internet, it's impossible to go out on a regular business. But after a couple of weeks of working with lack of materials and power, they are able to tend to their needs and to complete this demand for the supply. And I just think that's absolutely beautiful. And Aguja Loca is a designer from there that, it's just a powerful thing how even though there's this impact of climate in a beautiful place, they still find a way to, keep it together. So this is one person named Gustavo Orongo. He's actually a Colombian designer, but he was San Juan raised. He went to the FIT technology, and he is actually not upcoming. He's already up there. He's doing big and bad things in New York Fashion Week, doing things with signature collections and flagship stores as well. And this is just a small example of all the different designs that he has. They're so girly, like roses. I really, really do love them. So next up on my roster of people to talk about, we have Luis Antonio. He also himself studied at FIT, and he has ready-to-wear collections that are modern, cosmopolitan, yet romantic and feminine. He has achievements such as working in the Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week of 2015, and he uses elegance, luxury, and ease. These are also an example of his beautiful collection that reminds me of more flowers. So, Su Li Viet Diaz. I love her. She is from Old San Juan. She's just one of these bad girls that's actually still emerging. She also uses elegance and a sense of boldness, but it's like it characterizes the woman that would wear her design. She finds inspiration from all types of things from her hometown as far as architecture and so on. It's just how beautiful these people can make destruction something such a tasteful thing. So one fiber that is well known is cotton. Cotton is fluctuated through Haiti and Puerto Rico since they are so close to each other. This is one of the primary things that they use. So it's absorbent, comfortable, it's soft, it doesn't have static, it doesn't peel, it's durable, and it also gets stronger when it's wet. Cotton is one of those things that I feel like most places use, but primarily in Puerto Rico, it is great for the climate because it does get hot, so they need a breathable thing. There's a company that actually is focused on sustainability called Ristazo. So it's Puerto Rico's only circular fashion manufacturing platform, and it actually closely works with the designers of this industry. I think it's beautiful that they represent and sponsor these designers because they help them with the manufacturing of their designs, of the production of textiles, everything that they would need, and they're in the region that they're from. So I think it's beautiful that it keeps things close. So this is actually stats that I found from Data USA based off of the demographics. It's 3.41 million people, but there is a decline. But at the same time, there is a 7.8 growth in the median household income. This just represents the different things that, even though there's so much unfortunate things happening, these people are still able to have a growth of money, but even if their population is going down, but you can see it also is a 1.97 growth of employees. I just think, I guess I'm so connected to it mostly because it is my heritage, but at the same time, I just think it's a beautiful thing that a place goes through so much disruption, like political, social, and then there's the economic it's all over the place, but at the same time, this fashion industry is basically holding down Puerto Rico after this humongous storm that just wiped out everything. And I appreciate it a lot. I really enjoyed learning about it, and I really enjoyed developing this PowerPoint to explain how powerful, even though there's these humongous impacts of your environment hitting everything, that you can still, technically make it. And I think Puerto Rico, San Juan's High Fashion Week is a beautiful example of a region that was hit hard by its macro environmental influences, but at the same time still was able to use the ways of promotion and having the right place, the right time, and knowing exactly how to price their items and still be couture and fantastic. And it's my heritage, like I said, so it's something that I'm extremely passionate for. But I really did hope you enjoyed my presentation on the San Juan, Puerto Rican High Fashion Week. And thank you.